Hello, I'm Judy Cooper.
My name is Forrest Cooper. We've been a member of the Bloomington Baptist Church since 1975, up until now. We have enjoyed our time with the Bloomington Baptist Church, but as industry left Bloomington, our membership fell off, and because as factories were leaving, our employees of the factories were leaving, and finally we got down to the point where we had to do something, and we were really proud of the fact that Redeemers have taken over the church, because I made a statement one day in the church. I says, I'd like to see this thing filled one more time like it used to be. And sure enough, the first Sunday that you used our church, one of the people I said that to came over and says, well, you got to see it.
Got your wish.
It was full.
Good morning. I'm Bob Jillian. I moved to Bloomington in 1960 and started going to Bloomington Baptist Church that October, I think it was. So I've been going to BBC for about 57 years. It was great to have a young group like the Redeemers come in and use the facilities that God had provided us with, and that we can pass on to them for their continued work. So it's just been great in our old age to find somebody like Redeemers that will continue what we've started and continue building the things that we have for God.
My name is Chase Trotter. I come from a small town called Campbellsburg, Indiana. I went and studied at the University of Southern Indiana for the last 4 years, where I got involved with campus outreach, as some of you know. And it's also where I came to Christ my sophomore year. But through those friendships that I built in campus outreach, I would come to Bloomington and spend time with them. And every time that I'd come, we'd end up going to Redeemer. And there was something about Redeemer that I just absolutely loved. But I didn't know why. And so after college, whenever I was applying for jobs, I would be applying for different cities, Indianapolis, Louisville. But every time that I would apply for one in Bloomington, it just felt right. And although I wasn't having any luck, I kind of decided at that moment, all right, I'm going to go to Bloomington for Redeemer. And I kind of just went for it. And it's very foreign. There's a lot of anxiety in going to a place without a job, having a place to live, and then also pulling up to the parking lot before you sign your lease and saying to yourself, okay, God, I'm coming here for Redeemer, but I don't have a job. I need to pay for this lease somehow. But the sweet thing about it was God was very faithful. And so when I came to Redeemer and I signed my lease, I got a job offer the next day, which allowed me to come here and allowed me to be a part of Redeemer. So I'm very thankful for the way God worked in my life and for the way that He brought me here. It sounds like a very small thing, but it's a really big thing, that not only did He give me a place to live, He gave me a job, and He also gave me a great community in Redeemer that I'm very thankful for, and I'm very much looking forward to membership in the many years to come.
I'm John Raymond.
And I'm Danny Raymond.
And we moved here to Bloomington about a year ago from Brooklyn, New York, and started coming to Redeemer shortly after.
Basically from day one.
July 2017.
For me, Redeemer felt like home immediately after moving halfway across the country. And I just felt like we were immediately welcomed in. And we stepped in while we were home searching a few weeks before we even moved here. And I immediately burst into tears and was super excited to see families and kids running around. And obviously, families were welcome, and it was just a sweet, sweet gift of God, particularly in that season for me.
Well, and the context was that we were coming from Brooklyn, New York, and we're in a great church and around great people, but there just not that many young kids in New York, because it's just not a city centered around children. And so, yeah, we walked into Redeemer, and Danny just like burst into tears, and I'm just like, what's happening? Is my wife okay? And yeah, you were just like overjoyed at like what we immediately felt, I think was like a provision from God in terms of like, a sense of community and being able to like bring our kids up in the gospel with the people at Redeemer.
Like community groups, when John's touring and I go to community group by myself, I have yet to put both of our kids in the car by myself once. I have people who are constantly holding Lydia while I'm spoon feeding her and playing with Nora in another room and making sure both of our girls feel really loved and caring for me, making sure like I have what I need to care for them at the same time has just been a huge gift, particularly in a city when you don't have family. Like, this church is our family here.